FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
How did he change? Or did you change in your perception of him?
No, I think he really did change. And I was very saddened by the change, because even though there were always things with which I disagreed with McCain, I saw him as a real leader, a real reformer. In 2000, when I organized shadow conventions in Philadelphia, where the Republican convention was, and in Los Angeles, where the Democratic convention was, to address issues neither political party was addressing, issues of poverty. Jim and I worked on that together, campaign finance reform, and the failed war on drugs. Jim and I were really surprised when John McCain accepted our invitation to keynote the Philadelphia Convention. He called me the day before and he said, George Bush personally called me and asked me not to do it, but I'm going to do it. And that was John McCain. And that was something for which I will always be grateful. And that's why his fall to who he has become now is a Shakespearean fall. It's not a Mitt Romney flip-flopping. It's not a political hack who says one thing one day and another thing another. That is a man who has abandoned every sacred principle in the quest for the presidency, starting with his position on immigration. He now has said he would not be voting for his own bill. He had said that he would not be voting for George Bush's tax cuts because he could not do it in good conscience. This was a politician who talked in terms of conscience, as David said, old-fashioned sense of honor and conscience, and now he wants to make them permanent. This is the man who attacked the religious right as agents of intolerance and went and sought the endorsement of Reverend Hagee. And this is the man, and that for me was in a way the ultimate surrender, who voted against the bill that would have prevented the CIA from using torture. And this is a man who is a war hero, who has tortured himself for 5 years. So it's been really incredibly sad to see what happened. And at this very moment, when the right has been so discredited, he is their only hope, because he is in a way the Trojan horse of the right. And we Greeks know that Trojan horses are very dangerous things, because
but Arianna, maybe he will get in there and revert to the old John McCain if he's elected.
Well, you know, I didn't even mention the main problem at the moment with John McCain, which is his position on Iraq. I mean, the way he's thinking of Iraq, his kind of ardor about this war, his delusional assessment of what has happened on the ground again and again. Remember when he went to that market in Baghdad and told us that things were returning to normal, forgetting to mention that he was surrounded by more soldiers than George Washington had at Valley Forge, and 2 helicopters overhead, and that on top of it, when he went back a few months ago, he couldn't even go to that place anymore. So the fact that he's so delusional about Iraq, for me, makes him like the kind of person you should not leave alone with sharp scissors, let alone put in the White House.